We live in a world where it's easy to point fingers, to blame others, or to justify why things aren't going the way we hoped. But if you want to make real changes in your life, you have to start with one simple truth: you are responsible for where you are. There's a powerful truth that many of us shy away from, but once we face it head on, it has the potential to transform our lives entirely. You are responsible for your life. Every decision, every choice, every action or inaction has led you to where you are right now. And until you fully embrace this reality, you'll remain stuck in a cycle of frustration, disappointment, and missed opportunities. It's not easy to admit, though, is it? It's much simpler to look at the external factors that seem to control our lives. The circumstances we were born into, the people who let us down, the challenges that seem to block our way. We say things like, if only I had more time, or if only I had more support, or if they had treated me better, I'd be further ahead. But let's be honest, these are excuses. They give us an out, an excuse not to take action. But here's the hard truth: blaming others or blaming your circumstances won't change a thing. If you want change, real, lasting change, it starts with one person: you. Taking responsibility for your life means owning your successes and your failures. It means recognizing that where you are right now is a result of the choices you've made, the habits you've kept, and the attitudes you've held. That doesn't mean life has been fair. Life isn't fair to any of us. We all experience hardships, whether it's financial struggles, health issues, family problems, or heartbreak. And yes, some people face greater challenges than others. But no matter what's come your way, your response is your choice. Let me say that again: your response is your choice. You may not be able to control everything that happens to you, but you can always control how you react to it. You can choose to wallow in self-pity, to let obstacles become permanent roadblocks. Or you can choose to take those obstacles as challenges, as lessons to learn from, and as fuel to push forward. One of the first steps in taking responsibility for your life is to stop playing the victim. The victim mentality is seductive because it lets us off the hook. It allows us to believe that our problems are someone else's fault, and therefore we don't have to do anything about them. But this mindset keeps you powerless. When you give someone else responsibility for your situation, you also give them power over your life. If you want to regain control, if you want to fix your life, you need to stop waiting for someone else to make things better for you. Another key aspect of taking responsibility is letting go of the past. We've all made mistakes. We've all experienced failures. Maybe you didn't do as well as you could have in school. Maybe you let a great job slip through your fingers. Maybe you hurt someone you loved, or maybe you let fear keep you from pursuing your dreams. The past is full of regrets if we let it be. But living in the past only robs you of the present and cripples your future. You can't change what's already happened, but you can choose what you do from this moment forward. And that's where the real power lies, in this moment. This moment is the starting point of the rest of your life. It's where you can decide to take a different path, to make better choices, to change your habits, and to work on becoming the best version of yourself. But it starts with acknowledging that you are in control. No one else can live your life for you. No one else is responsible for your happiness, your success, or your peace of mind. Let me share a story with you. There was a man who had always dreamed of starting his own business. He had talent, passion, and a great idea. But year after year, he kept telling himself he wasn't ready. He blamed his lack of progress on not having the right connections, on the economy being bad, on other people not believing in his dream. He watched as other people pursued their goals, while his dream remained just that, a dream. Then one day he had a moment of clarity. He realized that the only person holding him back was himself. He decided to stop waiting for the perfect conditions and just take responsibility for making his dream happen. Was it easy? No. Did he face setbacks? Absolutely. But he took ownership of his life, and eventually he turned his dream into a reality. The lesson here is simple: no one is coming to save you. The sooner you accept that, the sooner you can start saving yourself. Yes, life is hard. Yes, there are obstacles, but you have more power than you realize. The power to choose, to act, and to change your life for the better. So from this moment forward, stop blaming others for where you are. Stop making excuses. Own your decisions, own your actions, and most importantly, own your future. Because the life you want is out there waiting for you to claim it. But it's up to you to take responsibility and make it happen. Version of the keynote dives deeper into the idea of personal responsibility, emphasizing that while life is challenging and full of obstacles, true empowerment comes from owning our choices and taking charge of our own destinies. I want to talk about something that's crucial for growth and transformation, yet it's often overlooked or avoided: self-reflection. In a world where we're constantly bombarded with distractions, our phones, social media, work, and the endless pursuit of success, it's easy to get caught up in the hustle and forget to pause. We forget to take a moment to check in with ourselves. But let me tell you this: if you want to improve, if you want to grow, and if you want to become the best version of yourself, self-reflection is the first step. You see, self-reflection is the act of looking in the mirror, not the physical one, but the one that shows your inner self. It's about being brutally honest with who you are, where you are, how you got there. This kind of reflection requires courage because it often reveals uncomfortable truths. But without self-reflection, you'll continue to operate on autopilot, repeating the same mistakes, maintaining the same toxic habits, and wondering why nothing in your life is changing. Let's break it down. Think about the last time something didn't go the way you wanted. Maybe you failed at something important to you, or maybe a relationship fell apart. What was your first reaction? Did you look outward, blaming the situation or other people? Or did you take a moment to ask yourself, what role did I play in this? That's the first step to self-reflection ownership. Self-reflection forces you to confront the hard truths. Maybe you didn't put in as much effort as you could have. Maybe you allowed fear or doubt to hold you back. Maybe you didn't communicate clearly or consistently in that relationship. These are tough realizations, but they're necessary if you want to grow. You can't fix what you don't acknowledge. You can't improve what you refuse to see. The reality is we are often blind to our own weaknesses. It's easy to see the faults in others, but much harder to see them in ourselves. And yet self-awareness is one of the most powerful tools you can possess. When you're aware of your patterns, your strengths, your weaknesses, your triggers, you gain the ability to change them. But that change doesn't happen without self-reflection. Here's where the next step comes in: non-judgmental observation. Self-reflection isn't about beating yourself up or getting caught in a cycle of guilt and regret. It's about observing yourself without judgment. You're not here to punish yourself for your mistakes, you're here to learn from them. Reflection should be a process of discovery, not self-condemnation. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I do better next time? What can I change today to move closer to the person I want to be? Some of you might be thinking, but I'm too busy to spend time reflecting. I don't have the luxury to sit around and analyze myself. I get it. Life is busy. But here's the thing: self-reflection doesn't require hours of meditation or days of solitude. It can be as simple as taking 5 minutes at the end of your day to sit in silence and ask yourself a few key questions. Did I live up to my values today? Did I make choices that align with my goals? Where did I fall short? And how can I do better tomorrow? Another powerful way to engage in self-reflection is through journaling. There's something transformative about putting your thoughts on paper. When you write, you're forced to organize your thoughts, to face the truths you've been avoiding. It doesn't have to be pretty or poetic. Just write down your thoughts, your feelings, your frustrations, and your victories. Over time, you'll start to see patterns, both good and bad. In fact, many of the most successful people in the world, from entrepreneurs to athletes to artists, swear by the power of self-reflection. They constantly evaluate their actions, their mindsets, and their habits. They understand that growth isn't accidental, it's intentional. You have to actively participate in your own evolution. And that starts with knowing yourself. But let me be clear, self-reflection isn't a one-time event. It's an ongoing practice. Just as you wouldn't expect to go to the gym once and suddenly be in shape, you can't reflect on yourself once and expect to have all the answers. Personal growth is a continuous process, and self-reflection is the foundation. The more you practice it, the more you'll understand about yourself, and the more power you'll have to create the life you want. As you go through this journey, remember to be kind to yourself. Self-reflection will reveal your flaws, your insecurities, and the parts of you that need work. But it will also reveal your strengths, your resilience, and your potential. You are a work in progress, and that's okay. What matters is that you're willing to look inward, to confront the difficult truths, and to take responsibility for your growth. So I challenge you at the end of each day, take a moment, just a few minutes to reflect. Ask yourself, what did I do well today? What could I have done better over time? Those small moments of reflection will lead to big changes. In closing, remember this self-reflection is the first step toward becoming who you're meant to be. It's the foundation for growth, the key to unlocking your potential, and the start of a journey that leads to real, lasting change. You can't change what you refuse to see, so be brave enough to look within. Your future self will thank you for it. Reflection as the foundation for personal growth. It emphasizes honesty, non-judgment, and the power of small, consistent efforts to create change over time, encouraging the audience to make self-reflection a regular practice.